Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is me, the Alpha Empath, and this morning I'm going to give you guys a new perspective. If you are watching me live, I need you to go ahead and say good morning to me. I love it when people say good morning to me, and it helps my content pop up in your feed, okay? The next thing, if you're not watching this live, I need you to go ahead and hit hashtag replay, and last but not least, share me. I'm sick of y'all bitches coming onto my pages, getting my content and not sharing me. So let me go ahead and go to these comments over here. I'm going to give y'all a new perspective this morning. So we are going to continue talking about emotionally transmitted diseases. And we're going to be talking about the dysfunction of it. When you have so many emotions that you have suppressed that are traumatic. And when you enter into a relationship with someone else, the first thing that you think that they should do is partake of the emotionally transmitted diseases that you have. And I thought about this because this concept of love that we have, we come in with all of our baggage. We come in with all the shit that we don't want to deal with at all. And then we make it somebody else's responsibility to deal with it. And then if they don't choose to deal with it, then we want to say that they don't love us. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It really, really is bullshit. You don't love yourself enough to get rid of your own emotionally transmitted diseases. And then you want to look at me because I don't want to deal with the bullshit that you dealing with. No, you're going to have to change your viewpoint of love. Love does not mean I have to take your abuse. So let's look at this from a sexual standpoint. If a person came in to a relationship with you and they had AIDS and they had HIV and they had gonorrhea and they had all the new sexually transmitted diseases that they are, and they don't tell you shit about it. They don't tell you shit about it. They know that they got this shit. Don't say nothing. And then want to enter into a relationship with you and be having unprotected sex. Ain't said a goddamn word. And then when you pop up with this shit in your life, then they want to be like, well, if you love me, just deal with it. No, you out of order. You out of order. I know you don't want to hear this shit, but it is the same thing emotionally. You see, in our ego, we have this misguided fallacy that tells us that one sin is better than another. It is not. It's not true. They manifest in different ways. They have different consequences, but one is not better than the other. They are all sins. And these emotional sins, I'm telling you, they run deeper. The physical is always the least. It is always the least. Let me help to give you a better understanding of that. When I do my couples counseling, I love coaching couples. It gives me the opportunity to play lawyer, okay? I absolutely love it. But let me tell you something that I have noticed when I have been doing my couples counseling. The masculine energy is the weaker emotionally. These women be beating the fuck up out of these men emotionally, and don't nobody even know he abused because you can't see his scars. You can't see it. She is sitting up here dogging his ass out. This man is about to die of a heart attack, die of suicide, jump off a fucking bridge somewhere, and nobody even sees his pain because at home she is giving him emotionally transmitted diseases, and she has the dysfunction and the disorder of it, and she is sowing all of that shit into him. Now, if we could see his emotional wounds, we would be like, oh shit, that bitch is abusive. That's what we would say. We got to change this. We cannot make somebody else responsible for reaping what they have not sown. You cannot show up to a relationship talking about you love somebody and make them reap the bullshit that somebody else sown into you. No, first you must love yourself enough to pluck out your own weeds. Pluck them out, get them out, burn them, do whatever you got to do. And when you love your own self, then you are qualified to love somebody else adequately. You cannot expect to have the cup of love overflowing if you have not filled your own cup first. You got to fill your own cup. He has to fill his own cup. I tell my clients all the time, they be so mad at me. They be so mad at me. Tiffany, we can be getting our shit together and still have a relationship. Yeah, you can. Most people do it. Tiffany, you just so hard on us about relationships. Yes, I am. Because when people go into relationships, what you're saying is I want to fuck somebody else's life up because I'm not taking the time to sit my ass down, close my damn vagina. I know it's a damn predator. Put my fucking penis in my pants before I give somebody else this disease. Slow down. Think about what it is that you are doing. So many of my clients come to me not because they have a disease of their own, but because they have been laying up or in the presence of someone that has a disease, and then they pick it up, then they have to pay me. Do you know how expensive it's going to get for you to keep reaping what you have not sown in somebody else's life? It gets expensive. It really, really does. Oh, you have gone through a trauma. Well, why did you go through this trauma? Well, I'm going through this trauma because 20 years ago, his mama put this trauma in him, and now I'm the recipient of it. So you are reaping what you have not sown. So when I would listen to this scripture in the Bible, it says, God, I know that he is a hard man, reaping where he have not sown. I always thought that was a beautiful fucking thing. I'm like, ooh, God's so gangster. He be sitting up here reaping shit that he haven't even sown. But I was only looking at that in one perspective. When I'm looking at it from the external, it looks good. It says, okay, somebody else planted a field, and then I get to take their shit even though I haven't worked for it. Well, that door swings both ways. See, when you are understanding the scripture, you have to understand it in the masculine and you have to understand it in the feminine. So let's look at that in the feminine, how it looks on the inside. On the outside, oh yes, check. We like that shit. But how does it look on the inside? This also means the spirit of the divine, the spirit of source also reaps other shit in you that has not been sown in you by the spirit of the divine. If it's anger, if it's depression, your spirit, your divine connection, your eternal cord with source is also reaping the benefits or the diseases, the trauma of that bullshit. Let it go. Let it go. So we have some comments over here. Let me go ahead and see what y'all saying. Did y'all say good morning to me? Have y'all shared me? I ain't gonna keep talking to y'all if y'all ain't sharing me. I'm telling you right now. Don't be up in here asking me questions, sit up here trying to reap, and you have not motherfucking sown. I'm not taking that. God is all day, every day, and we gonna have to receive before we give. Okay, so let's keep going. Good morning. Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Tiffany. When are you coming to one of the goddesses retreats? You need to be there. I need you in your what do you call it? The chachaturi. That's a stupid word, but whatever. You know, the bread and the cheese and the meat. I need that. Okay. Good morning, Tori. Good morning, Tori. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Ashley. Good morning, Cheryl. How are you guys? Good morning, Cedric. I am so glad that you are listening to this because you are one of the men that I'm going to put your business all on blast. Well, it is what it is. But you are one of the people that I am sensing is going through a lot of emotional abuse. And I'm telling you to let that shit go. You cannot be reaping as a man the trauma that some other man then sold into a woman that you love. No, if you love her, love yourself better and say, let me step back. Let me separate. Don't try to prove your love by taking a fucking emotional beat down. I'm not going to teach that to my sons at all. You can forget that shit. I ain't teaching it. Women are just as abusive as men. Yes, they are. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Emily. Hey, Emily. I'm so proud of you, little lady. Yes, you're so right. God is so gangster. Let me see what this comment says. This is so true. My ex-wife had real daddy issues. Ooh, okay. She actually put me out of her car, then hit me with her vehicle as I walked across the street. I told y'all these bitches is violent. I told y'all. She fled the scene, then came back while I was hobbling. This dude said hobbling. Wait a second. You know, that's not funny. That's not funny. Don't laugh at that, y'all. I'm being a bad example. Do not laugh at that, okay? So dude was hobbling down the street, and she started pleading for me to get back into the car. So this heifer whooped his ass, hit him with a car, and then pleaded for him to get back in the car so she could whoop his ass again. This is insanity. It really, really is. She gave this emotionally transmitted disease to our daughter. Oh, shit. That's a good point. That's a good point. Men, you better watch what who you sowing your seed into. You better watch who you sowing your seed into. Listen, when a woman has a sexually transmitted disease and she births a baby out, there is a high probability that that child will come out with that sexually transmitted disease. Why do you think it's going to be any different emotionally? Why do you think it's going to be any different spiritually? If she is dead spiritually, what you think she going to do? Give birth to spiritually alive babies? No, she is going to, her womb is going to be a antenna for dead spirits. That's what it's going to be. And you talking about, oh, look at her ass. It's so fat. We don't care that the bitch is dead. You should care. You should care, because when you fucking her, what's going to be happening is she is going to be eating off you like a damn vampire and stealing your life source. Do you care now? You are dying for somebody that is dead. And it's okay. Be like Jesus. Bring life back to these dead bones. Raise her from the grave like Lazarus. But you better count the cost. Count the cost, young man. Okay? Let's keep going. Yes, that is that word that I can't say. Charcuterie. That is still a stupid ass word. Okay? It really, really is. Emily LeMay said something. She said, run, bro. She is absolutely correct. Run, run, run. Leave these women alone. Now, listen. Feminine energy and masculine energy come in both parties. Both parties. Everybody has feminine and masculine energy. Okay. But emotionally transmitted diseases tend to be in feminine energy. Remember, feminine energy is massive. It is deep. It is like an iceberg. The feminine energy is the part that you don't see. And it goes way farther down than the masculine part, which is the part that you do see. See, when I hate to say this, I know y'all ain't gonna like it because you're not understanding it spiritually, but I would rather for my ex to have hit me in the face, because it's probably gonna take me 3 weeks to heal from that shit? Physically speaking. The thing that took me forever to heal from was the sarcasm, the little bitty petty comments, the little drips of poison every single day. That shit took me 10 years to heal from. All of his emotionally transmitted diseases. Not only did it do that, but it made me hypersensitive to anybody else, because I never knew if what they were saying was to laugh with me or to laugh at me, because he used sarcasm as a defense mechanism. So with sarcasm, that's some pussy ass shit. I'm going to be honest with you right now. It's some pussy ass shit. Say what the fuck you got to say. Don't say something sly and then and act like you don't fucking mean it. No, be real about your shit. Be real about your shit. I can't stand that. So when I see a person being all sarcastic and shit, what I'm really knowing is I'm saying, okay, this person has emotionally transmitted disease of being passive aggressive, and I don't got no time for it. I don't got no time for it. You're not going to be hitting me and punching me a little bit, poking me with your knife behind my back and stuff. No, get rid of your sarcasm, clean your shit up, get rid of that emotionally transmitted disease, and then step to me clean, because only a sanctified and a set apart vessel can enter into this temple. That is it. That is it. Okay. So Cheryl said something. Microaggression are the worst. Absolutely right. Emily LeMay said something. The slow drip equals slow death. You girls are absolutely right. So consider yourself. Have you cleaned your internal temple up? Are you transmitted emotionally transmitted diseases to your children? All that anxiety that you have. All that potty mouth. I can't do it. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Everything is working against me. Are you going to transmit that emotionally transmitted diseases to your seed, to your babies, to your children? Get your shit together. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow at 8:30. Bye-bye.